Look, it's, a typical election night, Shepard, in Pennsylvania for these statewide races is, the urban Democratic vote coming in early, and the statewide Democratic candidate, whether for senator, governor, president, running out to a big lead. And then you have the relentless march of urban votes, rural votes coming in the rest of the night, late into the night, to chip away at it. We're seeing the reverse now because of the nature of this election, where most of the votes, election day votes, as Sahil talked about, were counted early, and now you have this relentless march of these Democratic votes. Democrats who were told to be wary of COVID and to use vote by mail, and they overwhelmingly did that. So the numbers out of Philadelphia, Erie, Pittsburgh, of course, coming in very strong. But shouldn't forget, even in the rural counties, Democrats in those rural counties also voted by mail, and so we're seeing some collection of those votes too. So it's getting very close. Would not be surprised as counting continues tonight for Vice President Biden to overtake President Bush in this count.
Yep, a couple of points. The Republicans are showing no optimism about Pennsylvania, not publicly. Democrats are showing extreme optimism. And then when you get into these mail-in ballots that are coming in, remember, we're down to the mail-in ballots. There's no more day of ballots. They're counting the mail-ins. And in Pennsylvania, you can see there are many, if we look at the map, there are many deep red areas. But even the mail-in ballots that are coming from the deep red areas are coming in with an advantage for Vice President Biden. Statistically speaking, Vice President Biden is averaging 66% in the vote drops out of Pennsylvania. He needs to average 59% of the remaining 390,000 votes to win Pennsylvania. So he's running quite a good bit ahead of what he needs. And we've been hearing Democrats say all day, we believe Pennsylvania is ours. Well, if Vice President Biden were to win nothing else, lose North Carolina, lose Georgia, lose Arizona, lose Nevada, and get Pennsylvania, he's the next president of the United States.
That's right. And also, there is absolutely no way that President Trump wins a second term without Pennsylvania. You can put together any collection of states that you want, but if he does not capture Pennsylvania, he cannot get the math over 270, even if he wins all the other undecided states right now. So it's critically important. It is going to be, I think, the tipping point state, and we should have a pretty good sense of that by the end of the night.
New votes just posted in Pennsylvania while we were speaking. And the difference is down to 58,286. Here's the thing about Pennsylvania. You don't know how many they're going to be posting at any one time. But in this particular case, the difference, the margin of President Trump's lead went from 63,725, and now it's 58,286. So you do the math, it's about 5,500 votes swinging in the direction of Vice President Biden, which doesn't sound like that many when you consider, 6.4 million votes is what we're talking about here. But it's quite a lot when you factor in roughly 400,000 more votes there are to go. And the Pennsylvania insists they will continue to count. And a lot of those votes are coming from in and around Philly. And if, as one strategist put it today, if I had to choose who I am in Pennsylvania right now, would I rather be the president or would I rather be the vice president? The resounding answer was the vice president, because that's where the trend is going. In fact, I'll give you one more stat on Pennsylvania as we look at that map one more time. At 7:15 Eastern time today, President Trump had a 64 and change thousand vote lead. At 8:15, he had a 63,700 vote lead. At 8:30 p.m., which we're now approaching, President Trump has a 58,286 vote lead. Each time there's another drop of votes, the margin decreases. Tony Fratto.